Hi, Rob Sinclair from E&S Trading here today. We're at our Essendon store having a look at the difference between top load and front load washing machines. So some things we want to explore today are, first of all, why you would actually want to buy a washing machine and what the key reasons are that motivate you. And certainly in my opinion, one of the key issues that we're looking for when we consider a washing machine is actually washing our clothes. So the difference between top loaders and front loaders and how they actually perform washing our clothes is one of the key areas we want to consider today. So wash performance is relative to how fast we spin our clothes and how well we extract the water, the actual soil removal and how well we extract dirt from our clothing, the actual gentleness of the wash performance on our clothes. When we compare front loaders and top loaders, we're going to see some significant differences in the way these two different styles of washing machines actually look after our clothing. First of all, if we look at a front load machine today, obviously the machine has the front portal here. The action is completely different to a top load machine. So we have a drum that rotates forwards and backwards during the wash cycle and gently allows the clothing to tumble through the machine, almost like replicating a hand wash style of action. When we're in a top load machine, we have an agitator that spins backwards and forwards, or agitates backwards and forwards, and can be quite aggressive on the clothing. So the thing we experience in front loader machines across all brands is that the life of the clothing will be extended by nearly 2 times, and that's just due to the gentle rolling nature of the wash cycle compared to a top loader. This rolling or hand wash style of action is also very, very thorough in the way it removes dirt and soiling from the clothes. So what we see is a wash result, in particular on cuffs and collars, where we do get certainly higher areas of soiling, but we can even see a result in a front load washing machine where no preen or hand sort of zard wonder soap rubbing on the clothing is required to remove that stain. Some other very important considerations to be looking at when buying a washing machine, and in particular when we look at the difference between front load machines and top load machines, is the difference in energy efficiencies that are available. So when we look at top load machines, they're a more traditional style of washer and have a larger motor that is driving that agitation in the machine. A large motor trying to push that agitator through the water in the clothing consumes quite a bit more electricity, and of course having to fill the machine right up to enable the agitator to work and get the water to move around the clothing is certainly what then takes a lot of power and also a lot of water to drive the actual washing process. When we compare it to a front loader, we're looking at a drum where we don't fill up the water anywhere near as much, and our water level sits just beneath the gasket there, so that the machine is only using about 10 to 12 litres per cycle. So across a 4 or 5 cycle process, you'll see this machine, for example, is only using 54 litres for a full wash. When I go across to a top load machine, those machines, especially in the larger capacity machines, are using up to 150 litres for a full wash cycle. If we look at the power consumption, the machine we're looking at here, as an example, is using 225 kilowatt hours of electricity a year, and in dollar terms that relates about to $28. And we're actually testing that on washing every day of the year, and this machine has been tested on a longer 40-degree Cottons program to achieve that. So $28 a year versus a machine over here, when on the full cycle, is using anywhere between $40 and $80 a year in running costs. So significant variation in running costs between front load and top load, and also massive variation in water consumption between top load and front load. When making comparisons between the top loaders and front loaders, one of the main concerns we've come across with clients in the past has been the appearance that the machine is actually smaller than what they've been experiencing with their previous top loader. They're certainly swapping between a top loader and a front loader. It's an obvious concern that's raised, and certainly when we look at the machine, because of the smaller opening, the product does come across slightly smaller. What I want to demonstrate with you today is just a normal towel, which is just a normal household towel. Not the biggest, not the smallest, but just a normal one. We have a 6.5 kilogram machine here, and just show you how many of these towels will actually fit in the machine. So as we go through, you can see 1 towel, 2, 3, 4, 5, and at no point am I forcing these towels in. 6, that's been placed up into the air pocket up the top here. 7, and that last one, 8 towels very comfortably in that machine there. So it's a 6.5 kilogram machine, and we've got 8 normal household towels fitting into this machine. When we look at the top load washing machines and actually look at how we can see the perception of size is bigger, The first thing we notice is the aperture in the top of this machine is significantly broader, so we've got a much better view of the total capacity of the machine. The next thing we actually can notice too is that the level of the machine where the water goes up to, the high water mark, is actually right down here inside the machine. So there's this sort of illusion of larger capacity when I look inside this machine. Now this machine here is actually rated at 7.5 kilos, and what I want to show you here is exactly how many towels will fit into this machine. So here we go again. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think we'll just get 7 in. So 7 towels there up to the high water mark sees this machine at full capacity. In the top load machine here, when we look at the capacities that are different between the front loader and the top loader, we can see in the top load machine, rated at 7.5 kilos, we're only fitting 7 of those towels in. Whereas in the 6.5 kilo machine, as rated on the label, we are actually fitting 8 of those towels in. So we need to be very careful where we can see that there's a myth that the top loaders were in fact bigger than the front loaders. What we're actually seeing though is the genuine capacity between the two results in that 6.5 kilogram machine over there, the front load machine being larger than this 7.5 kilogram top loader over here.